Welcome to Food Therapy New Year's Style.
Ooh, Food Therapy New Year's Style. So what do we got today?
So today we've got a 7-pound bone-in prime rib.
7 pounds. Why a prime rib? What makes this cut of meat so great?
Because I want to see if it can measure up to the height that everyone's saying.
Valid.
Well, it's also the ribeye cut.
Okay.
The difference is it's the roast, it's got the bone on it, and the fat can render down through it. So
Render's a pretty big word. I'm a little small town guy. What does render mean?
the fat's going to turn into a juice and just be able to soak into the meats.
Ooh.
But if you look at the prime rib, everyone loves a filet mignon.
It's not
But
my favorite cut.
in the ribeye, you got the bone here, and the tenderloin would usually be here, and that's where the filet mignon is. But all this meat right here is tender as well, but there's a lot of marbling in it, so you're gonna get a lot of soft, good tasting meat with the fat breaking down and adding more flavor. So
More flavor, more better, right?
this would also be a tomahawk if a bone came clear out to here. But we're getting more meat here. We just don't get the fillet cut that would be over here. The mignon cut or tenderloin would be over here.
Gotcha.
So
what do we do to prep this before we're to this stage?
So last night I put salt, pepper, and garlic powder, not garlic salt, garlic powder on this, and put it in the fridge overnight to sit, and it's kind of dried out. It's cured a little.
Wait, I thought we didn't want dry meat.
Well, it helps the moisture stay in.
Oh.
It's kind of like a dry brine is what we call it. So it's going to be a lot more juicy. It's had time to marinate in those seasonings, and it's just really dry right now on the outside, so stuff will stick to it.
Perfect.
And it's been about 13 hours that I've had that on it. So
13 hours. So for about a 7-8 pound roast we're looking at, how much time are we planning for here?
So at 225 degrees, we're probably looking at 45 minutes a pound.
About 45 minutes a pound.
So yeah, it's probably gonna be about 5 hours.
About 5 hours on the smoker.
Yeah.
So
to get it to a good medium.
A medium.
Because you do not want to cook this roast to a well done. It'll get more dried out, and it'll also become tougher the more you cook it.
So this particular meat you want a little on the rare side.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Brisket you want to cook a lot to break down everything.
Right.
This you don't want to.
Perfect. Well, I think we've covered this. So is this just twine that you wrapped it with, or
Yeah,
why are we doing this?
It's butcher twine that came on it, but what it does is it helps it hold its shape so the heat redistributes through it better and it cooks more evenly.
I like the science of that.
So
Perfect. Well, without further ado, let's get this primer ready for the smoker.
So what we've got here now is a compound butter that we've put rosemary, thyme, garlic powder, onion powder, dried minced onion in. And what we're going to do is we're going to rub it all around the outside. So when we put it on the smoker, we're going to have a pan underneath. It's going to catch all the juices as it melts, and we're going to baste it with the melted butter, and it's just going to add more flavor and help the caramelization of the outside.
Ooh, I like caramel.
So we're going to have Bryce do the rubbing.
Get my handy dandy gloves out. Perfect.
And we're going Paula Deen style with the butter. We're not going light.
I can see where you said that dry skin comes in handy for this. I can already tell the drier parts are sticking this butter a lot better than the ones with moisture still on it. All around that fat cap. Get in here on the other side, Joe, and take that side.
So some people would cut off some of the meat and fat around the bones to expose the bone for presentation, but I don't care. I want more meat.
And flavor. I guess you could say we're doing a backwoods style today.
And we're going for full-on foodgasm with this.
We ain't got no yuppie judges or prissy people coming in and judging our meat.
Yeah, we want this to be a spiritual experience.
Yeah, that moisture's coming out. That butter's not wanting to adhere as well. So the more you dry it out, guys, the better this butter will stick, for sure.
So I think we've got a good coating on it. This one's ready to go on the smoker.
All right.
So.
Some of you are probably going, well, if you're just going to put this on a hot grill, smoker, then why just cover it in butter if it's going to melt off anyway?
Well, it's just going to add flavor, and juices are going to soak into the butter, so when we baste it, it'll have more flavor. And also the seasonings on here, when it melts, will go onto the meat and help flavor it. So
Gotcha.
it also helps make gravy later.
Ooh, gravy. Alright, y'all, so we're out here on the big old Pit Boss here. This is the 1100 Pro series. And they're not sponsoring for us yet. Hopefully one day they will. As you can see, you got a little too little room for this one. So I think what we're gonna do is take out our top rack here. Nice and easy. Set these on here. I'm going to come back with a grate. That way we get an air gap underneath these beautiful cuts of meat here.
Look at that smoke rolling.
Yeah, buddy. That's what this is all about. One of the reasons I chose the Pit Boss is how well it reviewed. And I've had real luck. I've had this one for about 3 years now. 2 years. Not too long ago. And consistently every time. And in my opinion, it's given me just as much smoke and quality as any Traeger, Yoder. I have noticed that the temperature control is a little bit different. If I want to fine tune, I use my chimney instead of using the actual control board. And we're out here in the winter of Utah. It's pretty cold out here, so what I do is I got this fleece blanket I found hanging around, and we'll just cover this to make sure it maintains its heat. We're going to maintain this 225 range for the whole time. And also, I think we'll throw in our smoke tube as well. All I'm going to do with this smoke tube is I filled it with my pellets. I'm using hickory. In the smoker's got a mixture of hickory and competition blend by Pit Boss. But this hickory will give a little more of that beef bitter flavor that is very common in Texas. And so what we'll do here is we'll light this on fire for about 5 minutes, blow it out, set in the smoker. Should be good for about 6 hours, so we should have plenty of smoke going in our meat today.
And once again, we're running at 200 to 225. I like to use a carbon fiber welding blanket for mine in the winter, but whatever works. So So
you don't have to be rich to do it, but you just got to be innovative.
now we're gonna get some basting going on. The baster is gonna work so well. There we go. We're just gonna. This is gonna help with the caramelization of the outside. Help us add some good flavor to it. Running out of butter in there. We're gonna need more.
Prime rib tonight. All right, y'all. Here's our moment of truth. We've got our prime rib roast here, sitting at an internal temperature of about 126 to 129 on our thicker spot. We're gonna bring these puppies in and gobble them down.
Put them in the cooler.
Here we are. We reached an internal temperature of 100 and about 27 degrees here. We just let this rest in a nice cooler for about an hour, hour and a half, and the moment of truth. We'll get this string out of the way. Oh man, they really need smell-o-vision for this. So as you can see here with our rib, we've got these two nice big bones here. So I'm just going to cut it right down the middle. And the moment of truth. Would you look at that? Oh, even fall off the bone. Just fell right out. I don't think we're going to have any trouble eating that.
Can you?
Can't see it.
Pull that one out of the way.
What do you want? Oh, look at that. There you have it, guys. One rib roast prime rib done on the smoker. And the best part, I'm going to cut off a piece here. Make sure we get some of that nice good fat in there. The bite. Oh my gosh. Fat just melts in your mouth. The butter caramelizing on the top. Get that bite right at the end. Don't get no better than a foodgasm from beef. For those of you watching, make sure you hit like, subscribe, share this with your friends. We're just starting out, so the more you guys can help us, the more great videos we can get for you. If you got any comments, questions, feel free to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, FoodTherapy BBQ, y'all. Have a wonderful New Year.